Hello, and welcome to another episode of Falmouth Pinball Tutorials. I'm Dennis B, and in this video we are looking at Williams' Medieval Madness, one of the best pinball tables of all time. And so we are looking at it here on the AtGames 4KP. This is a Zen remake of it for AtGames, and we're gonna run through the overview of the table. There's a lot to this game, even though it looks like it's fairly simple, but it's pretty deep in terms of what you want to do. And then beyond that, it's just this table can be a grind. You know, if you're familiar with Attack from Mars, same designer, Brian Eddy, as this table and Attack from Mars, laid out pretty much the same way. You got a fan layout with a big old castle toy in the middle, just like Attack from Mars, fan layout with the spaceship in the middle. So, okay, so this one here, well, let's do a quick run through of the shots, and I'll kind of go through the rule set of what you need to do, and then hopefully we'll have enough time. I'll do a little bit of gameplay just to try to show you a couple of things that are specific to the 4KP and kind of how the ball reacts, how the physics react, because this one here is a little bit tough. There's just a touch, enough lag to make it a little bit hard. But anyway, so let's jump into it. So, as we talked about here, we've got a fan layout here. So you've got the outside orbit that comes all the way around here, and this is the joust shot. We'll talk about more of that in a second here. You've got a ramp here, which is a peasant shot that comes down around and feeds out here, and then eventually will come down into the from the pop bumpers. So I'm sorry, I got that screwed up. Sorry. Peasant shot, peasant ramp comes here, comes back around and down and feeds down to this flipper here. Sorry, the ramps feed back down. Apologies for that mistake. Okay, so peasant ramp. Okay, you've got a ball lock right here that goes into the kind of this left side as you're facing left side of the castle door. You have the main castle shot right here. That's right up the middle. You've got a saucer lock here for Merlin. That is basically, you shoot the ball up there, it captures and locks the ball, and then Merlin will give you a, if Merlin is lit, Merlin's magic is lit, you'll get a random award there. You've got this dragon damsel ramp here. This one here is kind of tough on the 4KP because this one here, if you don't hit it perfectly with enough momentum, it will not make it up the ramp, and that's pretty tough. And then we've got the other side of the orbit here. So those are, you know, your main kind of layouts of the shot. You also have a couple other small things here. You've got this catapult shot. So this here is like a little bit of like a redirect down to a kind of a ball capture here. So you need to, again, tip of the flipper, get it up into there, the ball comes down, and then it shoots up this rail here and back down to your flipper. So, and then one last shot here, you've got these spot targets here, these stars. You hit all three of those, that will relight Merlin's magic. Merlin's magic starts the game already lit. So those are your main shots, and of course you've got these rollovers, fire rollovers here. These fire rollovers increase your bonus multipliers, but also if you get enough of them, I believe it is it late extra ball. I'm sorry, I forget what it is. I think it's if you get a certain amount of them, I believe it lights the extra ball for you. I think it's like 8 or 10. If you do it like 8 or 10 times, it's an extra ball. Okay, or it lights extra ball here. Okay, so the point of the game is to light all of these blue lights in the middle here. Okay, and how do you do that? This is where the grind comes in, okay? So there are lights for each of these lanes, okay? So starting with Joust, okay? So there is a Joust Champion light. It's the second one up, okay? basically what you have to do is you have to hit this shot 3 times, and you'll see, just like with Attack from Mars, you hit it the first time, Charge will light, then Clash will light, then Joust Victory will light. So hit it 3 times, that completes 1 Joust, and that gives you 1 Joust Victory, okay? When you get a Joust Victory, you will then light this Madness. This is a separate row of lights here. This will then allow you to activate a multi-ball, but you don't want to go for that right away. Okay, so anyway, going back to this, so what you have to do is then you hit the shot 3 times, this orbit, and with the orbit you can go through either side, right? You can go 2 this way, 1 this way, doesn't matter. Total of 3, that lights all 3 lights on each side. That's 1 Joust Victory. Then you have to do that 2 more times for a total of 3 Joust Victories. That gives you your Joust Champion light here, okay? And it's the same for every shot, okay? So now the next one here, going, again from right to left, this next is the Damsel shot. Now the Damsel shot, you need to hit 4 times. Light each of the lights. So you got Dragon Breath, Dragon Snack, Dragon Death, and then save the Damsel. So you have to hit this 3 times, then it gets to save the Damsel, and then when you hit it up the 4th time, it goes all the way up this ladder, up to this capture way up the top here, and that's how you save the Damsel. So again, you get that the first time once, you then will light Damsel Madness on this row here, okay? And that is, again, another extra ball. We'll get to that more on that in a minute, okay? But then the same thing, right? So that's your first Damsel, and then you have to do it 2 more times, and you have to save 3 Damsels. You save 3 Damsels, that gives you your Defender of Damsels light, which is the next to last one at the top here, this blue one here. Okay. I'm going to skip over Merlin's Magic for a second. I'm going to skip over the castle for a second, and I'm going to skip over this one and go back to your other 2 blue lights. So this one here is the other ramp. This is the Revolting Peasants, and so just like with the Damsels, you got to hit this one 4 times. So it starts, you hit it once, you Rabble Rouser, then Angry Mob, then Ugly Riot. You hit it those 3 times, and then the 4th time you get the Revolting Peasants shot. Again, comes around, it's completed, and then you will get Peasant Madness lit here, okay, for the first time you do it. Then you need to do it, just like with everything else, 2 more times, and you complete the Peasant's shot, and then you get the Patron of the Peasants blue light here, okay? So again, that 3 times. So, as you can probably tell as I'm going through, if you're not familiar, like, it's a grind, man. So thinking about that, 4 shots times 3 times each, you got to hit this thing 12 times. You've got to do this 12 times. You've got to hit this one only 9 times. But it ends up being a lot. It's a grind to get all of these shots and collect them all in order to get your blue lights here. And then the final blue light is the Catapult Slam, and that's this one here. I think a lot of people think this is probably one of the tougher, if not the toughest shot in the game, because you're trying to get it right off the flipper, right up here. It hits kind of a I'll just call it a target, but it basically hits something here and then rolls back down and captures the ball, and then it will shoot the ball out. So again, you have to light the 3 lights, so you basically have to get it 3 times. Now, if you hit this ball and hit it hard enough, if you're on the wham and you hit it hard enough, it actually awards you an extra catapult light. It's very fickle on when it awards it and when it doesn't, but sometimes you'll see it jumps and gives it to you, or if you're on BAM and you hit it hard enough, it gets you right to the final Catapult Slam. Now, when you finish the 3rd shot or get that Catapult Slam shot, there's a mini game on the DMD where it basically cycles through I think it's 4 or 5 different items that you then have to hit both flippers, and it lands on the item, and you essentially catapult that item. So it's like a bowling ball, a cat, a skull, a cow, and there is one more that I'm missing. But anyway, so each of those is worth a varying amount of points. And when you get to the mode, you'll see which ones you've collected, because they'll be flashing on the DMD. which ones you still need to get will be flashing. So that's how you know, okay, I still need to get the cat, or I still need to get the cow. And ideally what you want to do is when the picture is cycling, hit the buttons on the one before the one you need, and that's basically what allows you to get that. If you actually get all of the if you collect all of the different catapult items, actually all the catapult items are here on the side, I think. If you get all the catapult items, it actually starts a kind of a secret mini mode. I haven't never done it, but it's just an extra little mini game on the DMD. Okay, anyway, so those are the shots. So when you do, so same thing, you got to do this 3 times. That, and then do the catapult or complete the catapult shot 3 times. Then that's what gives you your catapult ace blue light. Okay, so at that point, then there's 1 blue light missing, and for my money, it is the hardest one in the game. And it's this very first one here called Castle Crusher. How do you get the Castle Crusher blue light? You actually have to destroy all 6 castles, and the last one is the King of Pain. So if you destroy all of the castles, that's what gets you your final Castle Crusher light, and that's what triggers the Wizard mode Battle for the Kingdom, which is a shot right up the middle, and then it's a multi-ball Wizard mode. Okay, so. Doing the castles. So the castles are basically every game, they're random. So you could start on Earl of Vigo, you could start on Sir Psycho, you could start on any of these except for the king. Okay, and essentially what you do is you got to hit the castle gate. And so to start the game, I believe it's only 2 shots. So you hit it the first time, and it'll lower the drawbridge. You hit it the second time, you'll open the gate, and then hit it the third time to then destroy the castle. But then every subsequent castle you have to go for, it increases that the shots increase by 1 for each thing. So then it's 2 times to open the gate, and then 2 times to break the gate down, and then 1 to get inside the castle. So it basically the castles, as you go along, they get harder and harder, and they require more and more shots. Now, the biggest challenge with the castle, and why I say it's the hardest thing, is because much like Attack from Mars, the center shot is the most dangerous shot because you end up with a lot of center drains. And when you're in single ball play, it's really not a great idea to go directly for the castle, because chances are you have, see how there's 2 yellow targets here, you hit those a lot, and sometimes you'll hit one and hit the other, and you got to straight down the middle drain, and it sucks, and it's a real pain in the ass. So there is a strategy for that, which I'll get to in a bit, but ultimately you work your way through all the castles, you defeat them, and then you get to King of Pain. King of Pain is a lot. I think King of Pain, when you get to King of Pain, it's like 10 hits to break down the gate, and then another 10 10 to lower the drawbridge, and another 10 to break down the gate. Ends up being a lot. Okay, so 2 other things here. So you've got a ball lock here. So to start the game, these 1, 2, 3 lights are lit, and you just have to hit 3 balls into there, and that locks 3 balls, and that will start your one of the multi-ball modes. Okay, so this multi-ball mode is called Castle Multi-Ball. So with Castle Multi-Ball, your 2 ramps are going to be lit, so that you'll see the red jackpot light are lit for both of these. So what you need to do is you need to hit a total of 5 ramp jackpots, okay? And it can be either ramp, it doesn't matter, you don't have to alternate or anything like that, just hit either one of the ramps for a total of 5 hits. Then that will light, and you can kind of see it there, that red super jackpot light will light up, and you shoot it in there, and that gets you your super jackpot, and that's usually about 1 million, depending on where you are in the game. It does add up, but you're talking about 1.5 million points or so for the super jackpot shot. Okay, so you hit these ramps 5 times, then you hit the super jackpot. Then after you hit that super jackpot, the ramps get relit, and then every single hit after that is a super jackpot. So again, 1 million to 1.5 million points a piece, sometimes a little bit more. That can add up, and that can be pretty lucrative. But you obviously have to keep the multi-ball going. You have to keep both balls in play. So, but that's how you do the actual castle mode and how you get the points. Now, going back to strategy, just like with Attack from Mars, it's kind of a similar strategy. What you want to do when you're going for the castle, you probably want to wait to go after the castle until you are in multi-ball, because that gives you much more leeway if you lose a ball. When you start multi-ball, you know, the magic shield here will be lit. That's your ball save. Excuse me. So basically what happens is you can shoot for the middle, and if you get that middle drain, you're at least safe. You're not losing your ball and starting over. So within a multi-ball, you could potentially get 1 or 2 castles destroyed just during a single multi-ball. Obviously, as I said, if you're later and you're on castle 3, 4, 5, it's a little bit different because that's a lot of hits. But essentially, probably the most effective strategy, the safest strategy, is to go for the castle when you're in multi-ball mode. Now, let's talk about the other multi-ball mode, or modes. As we talked about, each time that you do, the 3 or the 4 shots here, and whether you save a damsel or you win a joust, you do the revolting peasants, or you do the catapult slam, you're gonna light the madness lights here, okay? And when these are lit, you want to shoot the ball up into the Merlin capture hole, and that is actually going to trigger a multi-ball madness. Now, you don't have to have all the lights lit to start that. You can only have, you can have 1, 2, 3, it doesn't really matter. But from a strategy perspective, my recommendation is try not to hit it into the Merlin's hole until you have all of them lit up, or at least most of them lit up. Now, again, it happens by accident. Fucking shit happens where balls bounce around and goes in there, but just do your best to avoid it. But for my money, the best way to do it is to get them all lit, and ideally get your Trolls light lit, which I haven't talked about, which I'll talk about in a second. But when you have multiple of these lit, that's going to then impact what lanes are jackpots when you actually start the the madness multi-ball. Okay, so, and I'll give you an example. So if you only have 1 madness lit and you shoot the ball into Merlin's and it starts multi-ball madness, it's only going to be a 2-ball multi-ball. And depending on which light is lit, that lane is the only lane that's going to be a jackpot lane. So for example, if you only have Joust Madness lit and you hit the ball in there and you start Joust multi-ball madness, the 2 Joust orbit lanes are going to be lit for a jackpot, and those are the only lanes that you can hit for a jackpot, and you're only going to have 2 balls. Okay, so that's why you kind of want to keep it in mind, because there's like fewer options for jackpots. The other thing that ends up getting lit while you're in madness is this super jackpot here, and usually this is a double jackpot here. Okay, but if you have multiple, let's say you have Joust and Catapult, that would end up being a 3-ball multi-ball, and if you have all of them lit, or at least 3 of them lit, you'll end up getting actually a full 4-ball multi-ball, which is pretty, it's hectic. There's a lot going on there, but essentially for every one of these that is lit, that corresponding lane becomes a jackpot lane. So for example, again, if you have Joust, let's say you have just Joust and Catapult lit and you start that madness mode, then your Joust lane, like we talked about, is going to be lit for a jackpot, and your Catapult lane is going to be lit for a jackpot. If you have all of them lit and you start it, every single lane is going to be a jackpot lane, and you have your super jackpot there. That, for my opinion, is the best way to go about it. So one thing I neglected to discuss was the troll lane. Okay, so basically you have these yellow targets here. Okay, when you hit these targets 8 times, which usually you're going to do it by accident. You're going to hit them there. They're going to deflect off things. They're going to get hit. I do not recommend going after them directly, but chances are you're going to hit them when you're trying for center shots. But you hit these 8 times, and that lights this Trolls light, and then you shoot it up into the Merlin capture hole, and that will start Trolls mode. And what Trolls mode is, see these 2 little logs here? Basically, troll heads pop up from the playfield, and you have to hit them. Okay, so during that mode, you have to hit each troll 3 times. So this one 3 times, and then he goes down, and this one 3 times, and he goes down. You start trolls, you hit the 3, you hit them. That completes the mode. That's what lights Troll Madness here. Okay, that's how you start the Troll Madness mode. Now, the cool thing about the madness modes and with trolls, right? And I've done this before. This is actually the perfect way to do it, in my opinion. If you do all of the shots and you light all of the these lights, with the exception of trolls, and you get those targets and trolls is lit, right? So if you have everything lit except for Troll Madness, but you have trolls lit here, that is when you want to go for the Merlin, right? And so basically what happens is you'll shoot it up into the Merlin, okay? It'll do that, the animation where it says Joust, Catapult, Peasant, Damsel, Madness, right? And so that Madness mode will start, and Trolls will start at the same time. So then when you have that multi-ball, if you hit both of these trolls 3 times, which is really easy when you got a 4-ball multi-ball going, right? You complete that mode, right? Then while the Madness mode is going on, you'll actually get awarded Troll Madness as well, and that will actually trigger a ball save. It'll trigger the Troll Madness mode, and then depending on how many lights you have lit, it could even eject another ball into play if you've got less. I think like you'll never have more than 4 balls in play, but if you have, let's say if you drain some balls and you're down to 2, it'll actually give you another ball as well, another ball to play during the multi-ball. But during the Troll Madness mode, the trolls pop up one at a time, and what you want to do is they're going to alternate, right? But all you have to do is hit each one once, and that gives you credit for killing a troll. And I'm sorry, I skipped over this. See, there's a Master of Trolls light. You have to kill 10 trolls in order to get the Master of Trolls light. So that basically is how you want to do it. You don't want to have to do them 2 at a time doing Trolls mode. You want to get to Troll Madness. You want to have a good multi-ball going, and you want to just knock those fuckers out like right away. But to me, if you can make it work, if you can do it, that's the way to do it. Get all of the lights lit, get trolls lit, then start the Madness mode, and then just work on whacking the trolls. Okay. In addition to whacking the trolls, and one of the drawbacks of that is the trolls, as you can see, they get in the way of the castle shot, right? They're cock blocking your castle shots. So that does make it tough when you're in multi-ball to go after the castle. But again, if you've got all the lights going, you've got 4 balls going, it's chaos. Just my opinion is just try to whack everything up the middle. Chances are you're going to get some through, and if you don't get some through, you're going to be collecting your trolls. So it's just for me, a good method to do it. It's not, it's hectic, it's crazy, the balls are bouncing all over the place, but that's a good way to attack the castle. But ultimately, you putting the trolls aside, if you get this Royal Madness, or this Madness multi-ball going, and you've got 2 or 3 balls, that's your opportunity to go after the castle shot and try to knock out a castle or 2 during the multi-ball. It's hard as fuck, and the ball is bouncing everywhere. You're getting a lot of outlane drains, you're getting shit going right down the middle, you're getting the balls bouncing off of each other and knocking each other to outlanes, but just try to, do your best to control the chaos, is all I can recommend. Okay, so Last thing I want to cover is Royal Madness. So after you light all of these madness lights and you do the, the madness mode, and you have to complete them all. So if you only complete 3, you have to go back and get the other 2. But once you do all of these lights and all of these madness modes, then there is a final madness mode called Royal Madness. When you start Royal Madness, basically all of the lanes are going to be lit, and you have to hit all of the lane shots and both trolls. If you can get all of those shots and hit everything, you get an extra ball. But you have to complete the mode without draining, and it's not a multi-ball. It's one, you have your only single ball, and you have to hit all the shots. Now, one thing that I don't know if a lot of people know this, which is I've found pretty interesting and helpful, is one of the shots that you have to hit, I believe, is the middle castle shot, and then you've got the two trolls. If you knock down the trolls, this super jackpot light lights up, and you can actually hit this shot as many times as you want. Because with the other ones, if you hit, let's say if you hit this shot, it unlights and you can't hit it again. You got to hit something else. But this is actually almost like a wild card shot, where if you hit this one, it gives you credit for other shots. So if you can knock the trolls down, you can actually just go for this shot if you're really good at it, and it actually awards you. You will get awarded the extra ball if you hit it enough. Or, I mean, again, this is where it kind of depends on what you're comfortable with and what you want to hit. But just something to keep in mind. Watch for that super jackpot light, because I believe it's when you knock down both trolls, then that lights, and then you can get that shot, and it actually gives, like I said, it's a wild card that gives you shots that are, that you haven't hit yet around the table. And again, the other thing too, not to forget, not to miss, sometimes it's hard to see, is the catapult shot is one of the Royal Madness shots. Don't forget about it. Sometimes you kind of looking around saying, what shot do I need to hit? It's this little fucker hiding over here. So you got to hit that one too. Okay, excuse me. I'm going to take a quick drink here. I think the last thing I want to cover is extra balls. So extra balls. I'm trying to make sure I remember all of them. Okay, so there's a couple different ways to collect extra balls. First of all, destroying your second castle. So after the second castle gets destroyed, extra ball is going to get lit. Shoot it up in there. That's one extra ball. Okay. You also get an extra ball at a certain number of points, which I'm trying to find in my notes. Okay, maybe it's not a number of points. So if you hit a super jackpot when you do castle multi-ball, so that castle multi-ball is the one where you have the 2 ramps lit. So you hit the ramp 5 times, and then you hit the super jackpot, that lights an extra ball. And again, extra ball, when you get light extra ball, it's the Merlin shot here. So castle multi-ball, you can earn an extra ball. Destroying 2 castles, you earn an extra ball. Okay. You can get a random award from Merlin, and so that's Merlin's magic. Like I said, you light Merlin's magic over here, and it also starts the game lit. You could get a random extra ball there. And then another extra ball is on hurry-ups, and that's something else that I forgot to talk about here. So when you complete a single kind of round, right, of like Revolting Presence, right? So you hit these 3 shots, and then you hit the 4th one and get your first, kind of collect your first peasant. A hurry-up mode starts at the castle, and you have to hit the castle door to collect it. Now, the hurry-up mode starts at 1 million and then quickly counts down. So this is a thing that's a bit kind of a player's choice is what I'll call it, okay? So as we talked about, the castle shot's a dangerous fucking shot, right? And sometimes the hurry-up for 1 million points just doesn't seem worth it on the chance that you're probably going to drain. Okay, however, the hurry-ups, if you do hit the hurry-up and collect it, they accumulate over the course of the game, and if you complete the hurry-up 10 times, you actually get an extra ball. So it does make it worth it. Now, the other thing I'll say about the hurry-ups that also could potentially make it worth it is that if you stack hurry-ups, the counter resets and actually the amount goes up. So let's just play this out for an example. Let's say you have 2 lights lit on Joust and you're on your last Joust light, and you have 3 lights lit here, and you're on your last Revolting Peasants light, and then you're on your last Damsel light. So let's say you're on all 3 of these. You just have to hit one more time in order to kind of collect the Damsel or whatever the shot may be, right? Okay, so you hit the first one and then the hurry up starts. The hurry up starts for 1 million points. Okay, then if you hit the second one within that time frame, the counter is going to restart, the points are going to restart, and it's actually going to go from 1 million to 3 million. And then if you hit a third one, it's going to restart again, and it's going to go from 3 million to 5 million. So this could actually end up being a lot of points if you can stack them and then hit it fairly quickly. But the only problem is that doesn't count. So that doesn't count as 3 hurry-ups. That only counts as 1. But you do get a lot of points that way. And again, 5 million points in this game is nothing to sneeze at. So it's just something to keep in mind. If you can stack hurry-ups and hit that shot without worry of draining, that's a good way to get a lot of points all at once. But there's that danger there. But back to the original point, though. Some people just, when the hurry-up starts, they just don't even bother. They don't even worry about it. They're like, it's not worth it. I'm probably going to drain. I'd rather not lose the ball. I'll just let it run out. And that's fine. But if you do go for them, there is an upside there of the potential for an extra ball and the potential for a lot of points. Totally up to you and how you want to play it and what you're comfortable with. But I will say, on times where I'm playing and I'm like, screw it, I'll just go for it. You inevitably fucking drain. It's unfortunate, but it's true. But sometimes you can get away with it. If I'm, for me, if you've got the hurry up going and it's only 1 million points and it's running down and it's like less than 500,000, at that point, just cut bait. Don't even bother. It's not worth it. Okay. Let's see. I think I covered just about everything you need to know about this table. As we said, after you complete everything, you get all of these blue lights lit. You start the Battle for the Kingdom, which is you got to shoot it up in there to start the mode, and then you have to, it's a wizard mode, a multi-ball wizard mode where you have to kind of hit shots throughout, and I believe you also have to hit a certain number of shots at the castle. Apologies, I do not remember exactly the what you need to do to complete it, but it's but that is essentially where all your points are. So basically all of the ramps are going to be lit. I believe when you hit them, they're like 2.5 million points each. And then after you complete all the shots, what you're going to need to do then is then go after the castle. And I believe, let's see, yeah, each time you hit the gate, it's 5 million points and advances the blue lights. So basically, every time you hit the castle, so the after you hit all the lit shots, right? This is again during the Battle for the Kingdom multi-ball. You hit all the shots, the blue lights start to lit. You light, okay? You hit the castle gate, and then you'll advance the blue lights all the way up. And that's 5 million for each successful shot there. Then after you get those 6 shots, all of your lights lit, you hit the gate once more for another 5 million. The gate will rise and a red arrow to the main entrance will flash. So that red arrow, so basically you work your way up these lights, the gate will open, you shoot the ball up in there. That's your completed wizard mode. And let me just double check here. It is, 50 million points to complete that Battle for the Kingdom wizard mode. So obviously that's a ton. My personal best game is a little over 3 million, about 350 million, I believe, somewhere in that range. Obviously you're only going to get there if you get to that mode and complete that. For me personally, when I play, the hardest thing that I have to do is trying to complete all of these castles. That's definitely the hardest thing. The rest of the stuff you can do pretty regularly. I think most people can. It's being able to consistently hit this castle and not having the ball, not have the ball drain. But this is where, again, get your extra balls. It's your only lifeline. There really are there's no ball save that you can activate. Like, you'll get ball saves after starting multi-balls. But for me, strategy wise, the best thing to do is just, try to work your way through to the Royal Madness, get the multi-balls, use the multi-balls to work on the castle, and try to perfect this shot as well, so you can lock your balls and use the multi-ball to work on the castle. Other than that, that's it. So what I'll do is I'll do a little bit of gameplay and turn up the volume just a touch so you can make sure you can hear it. But I'll just see if I can show you some things. This is probably going to be crappy gameplay while I talk, but just going to show you some things here when it comes to... Okay, so much like with Attack from Mars, if you hold down your left flipper when you launch, the ball will come all the way around. So if you don't hold the flipper, the ball will just feed to these lit rollover lanes here. But if you hold the flipper down, shoot it, you'll see the lanes light. It'll give you an opportunity for a super jackpot. So if I was successful and actually hit that lane, I would have, so I'm just going to pause. So if I had hit that lane, what it would have done is I think I would have got 100,000 points for hitting the lane, but then it starts a hurry up at the castle, and then you can hit the castle for 1,000,000 points counting down. Again, hurry ups, are they worth it? It does, but it does start you on that, getting to that 10th hurry up where you can get the extra ball. So again, I'll let you determine if you want to play it that way, but that's essentially a way to get like a quick 1,000,000 or so points right off the bat. Let's see. So ultimately, when I start play, you just want to start working on the lanes and working on your getting your madness lights lit. And so for me, when you're able to shoot the ball around the orbit, the great thing is you have two choices. If you want to get it to the other flipper, you can let it dead flip like I just did, or you can catch it. Both work. And I can't really say that for every game, and I can't believe I went in and out of that catapult slam, but that's interesting. If you remember, and I didn't notice it at the time, I only hit the catapult slam once, but I hit it hard enough that it actually credited me for 2, and now I only have to hit it one more time to start the catapult. I cannot believe it keeps bouncing in and out of that shot. Okay, I'm gonna go for the... See, this is where it's not always easy here. It's just keep going in and out. It just does not want to go in. Yikes. There you go. So now you're going to see on the DMD, it's going to be a rotating thing. I don't have any of them, so for me it doesn't really matter. You can hit any of them, whatever. But you do eventually want to collect them all. Okay, so now I've hit 2 orbits. Now Joust Victory is on there. I just have to hit that orbit one more time. That allows me to finish the first joust, and I'll get my Joust Madness. Catapult, I just finished that catapult, and again, you're finished because you get to do the DMD, so that's why Catapult Madness is lit. So, oh god, this is the thing about this game, is like sometimes the easiest shots can be elusive here. Oh god. Okay. Let's try not to screw this up. Come on, get around. Okay, so there you go. There's my Joust Victory. So now I've got my first Joust done. I've got my first catapult done, working towards those blue lights. And then I've got Joust Madness and Catapult Madness lit. So now I want to see if I can work on the Peasant. Oh god. Okay, well that was a dragon shot, kind of a saving my own ass dragon shot. But basically, these are the two things I want to work on now. I've got the two ramps, Peasant and Dragon. There's two for each. Oh god, and this is a right down the middle. See, so that's a perfect example of what I'm talking about. I was early trying to react and trying to get the ball up there without slowing it down. Bounces around in here, straight down the middle. That happens a lot. Get used to it on this. It's absolutely fucking brutal sometimes. Okay, so now I'm gonna try something here. See if I can get my dead flip perfect, and then get that. So that was my final. So now, right now, there's a hurry up, and I missed it with the others, but that you can see it's running right now, and the red light is lit. I'm not going to bother with the hurry up because it's just too dangerous. So I'm just going to keep working on other ramps or other shots, because I'm still working on all of these. So even though I've already lit the catapult, I've already lit the others, you can still do them, because you need to get 3 of each. And then when I get the ball, okay, so then there's a catapult shot here. But there you go. When I got the ball on that flipper, that's when I decided I wanted to work on that dragon shot. And again, a little bit lucky that I timed it up perfectly to hit that shot. That for me, that dragon shot, for whatever. Oh, see, that was one of the things I was kind of talking about before. If you don't hit that dragon shot perfectly, these physics can be really tough, and that almost made it up the ramp, but didn't quite. So this ramp for me, for whatever reason, I just have a hard time hitting it. Again, see, you really have to drill it perfectly. And this one here is, again, it's hard. I've got the ball cradled. Trying to do it from a complete stop is not always easy as well, because it's hard to get. You sometimes need that roll momentum to get the ball up there. Again, you can do it. It's just, you got to be perfect. You know, I didn't hit a single side of the rail, anything. It went right up and in. Okay, so Damsel Madness is now lit. So now, this is where I'm at, and this is what I was talking about. So I have all of the lights lit, and I can start this if I want. This is where it's a little bit, there was a danger time coming in, because I need to hit these yellow shots to get trolls activated. If I go for them, I could fuck myself over and drain. So what I'm probably going to do is still try to work on ramps and maybe get some accidental hits on the trolls. Again, is it the best strategy? Probably not. And the one thing that you could do, if you know, because I have Merlin's Magic lit, Merlin's Magic, they might actually give me, as one of the random awards, they might give me trolls. So you can kind of take that chance too. You know, and I think I might see if I can. Oh shit! Right down the middle. Oh god! See, and that's this game, right? That is the epitome of this game. All I can say is don't get discouraged, because you can grind and grind and grind, and then something stupid like that happens and you're out of ball. And now I've only got 3 million points and I'm already on ball 3. So for this game, I'm fucked. But it's okay. I'm just trying to explain. So let me see if I can get to the. Okay, so Merlin's Magic. So this is going to trigger everything now. So boom, it's giving me Troll Madness. That is awesome. That is so lucky. So now literally every madness is going right now. And it's going to be 4-ball, multi-ball. Everything is a jackpot. I got to kill 10 trolls. And I am just going to whack the shit out of all these balls and try to hit the castle, try to hit trolls, try to hit ramps. Anything and everything is now on the table here. And I'll try not to lose more fucking balls down the middle. Oh god, that was an out lane. But here you go. Look, I just destroyed a castle because I'm shooting it right up the middle. That was my first castle. Drawbridge is already up for the second castle. I've only got 2 balls left, though. Oh, there's my third. Okay. Hey, 2 balls. Oh, God, I cannot believe it. Jesus, I suck. I just completely gacked that. But you see what I'm talking about, though. When you're going for the middle, you get just a lot of stuff straight down the middle. You got the balls hitting each other. That's the thing that makes it tough. And that's the game right there. But anyway, the whole point is I just wanted to show you that multi-ball and what you want to do. Just maybe do it better than I just did it just now. But anyway, that is Medieval Madness. So if there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments. Part of the reason why I'm doing this tutorial now is because there is coming up at the time of recording this, in about a week and a half on Tomato Grass's channel, we're going to be doing a tournament that is just this table, where he's putting together teams. There's going to be a red team and a blue team. I'm playing. A bunch of other folks are going to be playing, and we're going to be basically just going against each other on this table. So if you are not subscribed to Tomato Grass, chances are if you're watching my video, you already know Tomato Grass and you're subscribed. But if you're not, I will put a link to his channel in the description. Go check him out if you actually want to see like someone much better than me play. Check him out and check out his channel. I believe on December 2nd, depending on when you're watching this, there's going to be that tournament. So go check that out. And if you are not on RetroTech X's Discord, I will include a link to that as well. A bunch of us from the community are there. It's super fun. There's a daily grind. Go to that channel, subscribe, hang out, chat with us, play the daily grind tables. It's fucking awesome. Do it. I'll include a link to that description as well, and I'll include a link to RTX's page or his channel. Again, chances are if you're watching me, you're probably already subscribed to RetroTech X. If you're not, what the fuck are you waiting for? Anyway, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. And if I missed anything in the comments, let me know. Take care, everyone. Bye.